Hey, how's it going, All American Rejects? This is a new Primetime Crisis review of Agents of Ghost Rider. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And this episode is called Let Me Stand Next to Your Fire. And yes, that is probably a Doors reference, which is cool for me. And, okay, this episode pretty much brings the team, for the most part, back together. May is out of her science ghost-induced coma, where she had to be kind of rebooted to survive. She's being taken care of by Ada, the android, with the former Hydra scientist and Fitz. They're trying to keep her a secret, but May knows just by seeing her, and Simmons knows just by seeing her, so they're doing a great job. And, let's see, she's pretty much getting back to her feet. Meanwhile, Coulson is trying to find out the mystery of the science ghosts, and, that leads him to interview a man who was imprisoned after their explosion death thing. That's when they run into Ghost Rider, and they have this cool little chase scene where they're able to catch him because of their invisible spaceship. You'll understand. So they keep him in one of those boxes, and Robbie says, this ain't gonna hold me. And, they have a discussion, and Coulson wisely lets him out and concludes that, he ain't an inhuman, like everybody else on the show. And realize that they can help each other, and he's not all a bad guy. Fantastic, thank God. That was only a couple minute scene. I gotta say, the show has been surprising me this season. People are actually acting a little more like adults. I am a little baffled by it. It's like I'm seeing characters act maturely. I'm not sure how to deal with it. I'm just embracing people acting like babies later in the season. But right now, everybody's pretty much like acting like professional government agents. But let's see. Quake comes to, or Daisy comes to Simmons, and she, by the way, is looking for apartments, and Fitz is too busy with his robot pal to get involved. He doesn't sound like he cares, and I have this feeling they're going to be breaking them up or something like that. And I have this terrible feeling that Fitz is going to be attached to Ada, and the only reason I think this is because it's the stupidest thing they could do, and I'm willing to wager that's probably going to happen. I don't want it to. I'd love to be wrong. At the end of the season, I'd love to go, well, I'm glad I was wrong on that, but I don't think so. So anyway, that's when Daisy comes to Simmons and says, I need your help, I've been shot. I need to kind of like coerce you into helping me to work on the watchdog. She's going, I don't know, you're a outlaw and we can't help each other. And, they help each other anyway. That leads them to Hellfire, the dude that, I don't know, just wandered into the show. I know he was in the show last season, and Daisy kind of helped turn him into a Inhuman, and I don't know, it's just this character has been an enigma to me. It's like, should I know more about him? Should he be more, should I understand him a little bit more? He seems to just show up and everybody acts like, oh, this guy. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, they ask him to help with infiltrating the watchdogs, and surprise, surprise, he's been working with the watchdogs. With this weird speech about how they're right and they should kill all the Inhumans, and the deal is to make him the last Inhuman they're going to kill because he hates himself so much. You could kill yourself. I'm not sure what the problem is. And he acts like it's so horrible having his powers. He has pretty cool superpowers. He's not mutated. He doesn't seem to be in pain or anything like that. But, oh no, I can make fire. Don't make fire. I don't know. I feel like your problems are a little more solvable than you think they are, Hellfire. So anyway, he double crosses them and sets the watchdogs after them, but the watchdogs forget that Daisy has superpowers, so she kicks the crap out of them. They run. He gets them. He, as in Hellfire, corners them. And that's when Ghost Rider shows up and wastes him. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Hellfire picks up the chain and turns it into a chain of fire, which is like, oh, hey, that's a Ghost Rider thing. And I like the idea of that kind of giving Ghost Rider the idea of like, oh, hey, there's a thing I could do. And it like comes in very naturally into the scene. That's when we get that wonderful face-off of him, like, pulling his little fakey scare personality against Robbie, telling him, you know who you're up against. And of course, look, man, I'm Ghost Rider. I don't even care. The fight is brief, but rather enjoyable. I kind of like seeing Hellfire get the crap kicked out of him. It was great. And then, of course, we have that explosion at the end because we have two fire guys having a fight in a fireworks factory, which is almost a joke. And it is kind of a quip, too. They make a quip about, like, hey, maybe this isn't such a good idea. The agents get away, standing not too far away from an exploding fireworks factory. It's like, 20 feet is probably not an appropriate distance away from an exploding fireworks factory. But thankfully, since it's TV, they are all fine. So that's when we realize the Science Ghosts are after the Darkhold book, and Robbie's after them, and Daisy's on the run. And, everybody like realizes like, hey, we could all work together. So everybody's pretty much back together in this episode, and as usual with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm sure Daisy will be just forgiven and everybody will be cool again. So yeah, that's where we lead off. We're essentially going after this Darkhold book and the Science Ghosts, who are a pretty good threat so far and interesting. So right now, what are we into, like 4 episodes of this season? I'm still with this season. I'm pretty impressed. One could say, hey, they moved to 10 o'clock, so they're darker and more serious, but I don't think that's making the show better. I think the show is just... They're cutting a lot of the fat out of these scripts. I've only had a couple of scenes about, oh, who do you trust? And like, oh, no one knows my pain. That crap. There's only a little bit of that. It's mostly been pretty cool plot stuff and more engaging characters. So I'm with this season so far. This was a very good episode. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. Because, look, Ghost Rider just is the best thing in this show. He's essentially the 7 of 9 for this show, just without the big chest. So, yeah, I'm really, really digging this season so far. What did you, the viewers at home, think? You can leave a comment below, and maybe we'll talk. Or maybe not. I don't know. I have stuff to do. Push the button, Lindsay.